Stampers, and thanks for joining me today. Tommy Bahama, eat your heart out. Is this the cutest loud shirt card you have ever seen? Are you dying to see it? Let's get started. If this shirt doesn't make you just want to crack open a cold one, I don't know what does. It's actually just half of an 8.5 by 11 cut in half the long way. We've got 4 1/4 by 11, and we'll just use our bone folder for a crisp fold here. I'm going to cover the entire front with a white panel, so that is 4 1/4 by 5.5. The pocket is actually made from the Stampin' Up small tag punch. For our sunset, we'll be using sponge daubers. The top half is Tempting Turquoise. The bottom is Daffodil Delight, Peach Parfait, and Real Red. So we're just going to take our sponge dauber and just lightly rub in a circular motion. While I'm doing the background, I'm also going to rub a little bit on the pocket as well. Now for the bottom half, I'm going to start with the lighter color and work my way darker. So I've covered the bottom half with the Daffodil Delight, and then I'm going to take a little Peach Parfait, and I'm not going to do the entire background with it. I want the bottom half to have shades. Sort of the effect of a sunset here on the bottom, but I want the bottom part to be more orangey and reddish and the top part to be more of the yellow. So I'm focusing more on the bottom part with the orange. And then I'll take a little Real Red and go along the bottom with it. And although I'm rubbing up a little bit into the rest of it with it, I'm not covering the whole thing with the red. And if you want to blend a little, take some of the Daffodil Delight when you're all done and rub over that whole section, and it'll blend it in a little bit more. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now for some fun in the sun, I will be taking the palm tree from the Plant Hope. This is clear mount. It also comes in wood mount. Our words are from the It's Your Birthday stamp set from Stampin' Up. So we're going to stamp our palm tree in the basic black, and we're going to go way down here and a little bit at an angle. Stamp our first tree, and then we're going to randomly stamp, but I never want to go high enough that this bottom part of the tree shows. I just want the top of the palm trees. So we're just randomly stamping that along the edge. And a little celebrate. Oh, I love it. Next I'm going to take my paper cutter. I'm going to cut this in half where the button down part will be. So half is 2 1/8. Slice. 2 halves. I'm going to taking this black ink pad, I'm going to edge just one inside edge. And I'm also going to edge that pocket so it stands out. Next, I'm going to take the Stampin' Up paper piercer and the mat and template from the mat pack. I'll be using the paper piercing template. And what I've done is I've lined up this line with the edge. And then I'm going to go right down the front. Make it look like it's got a little stitching. When you reline up the bottom half, make sure you line up a few holes so you can continue perfectly. See how it's going to look like one half is overlapping the other half? These black brads come from the Neutrals collection. Maybe on the 3rd hole down. Pop it in, spread the back. And then maybe put another one at every 5th hole. Now we have buttons. For our sleeves, I have 2 2-inch by 2-inch squares. I'm going to put snail on just half of each of one of those. Line up the corner of the square with the side of the card, so we look like this now. Our collar is 1 inch by 4 1/4, so I folded it in a little bit of an angle so that the top 2 corners meet slightly at an angle in the center. I'm just going to snail a little white strip on the inside for the finishing touch of that collar. Now for the collar, I cut up maybe about 1/2 inch on either side. Put a little snail or sticky strip on the back. That sticks right on the top. Snail the back of these panels. They slide up in that notch that you just made. So it lines up with the edge of the card in between the notch that we just cut in our collar. So you can snail or sticky strip these flaps down. Couple Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of your pocket, and that makes it pop up. Don't you love it? Very often when I'm working with a black base, people will ask me how they write on the inside. Very simply, layer a piece of white inside there, and you're good to go. And of course, I had to stamp a tree on that one. Isn't that so stinking cute? You can purchase all of these supplies that I use today on my online store simply by clicking on the link in my YouTube video if you aren't already on my blog. And you'll also find thousands more ideas, hundreds more videos, and tons of inspiration on my blog. Thanks for joining me today.